Last show of the year. Y'all got your list ready? Ben, you said you had a quick take you wanted to run over real quick.
Yeah, I wanted to because it has to do with the Would You Rather Wednesday. Great scenario that our good buddy Nate provided for us. And so I just reached out to our workout aficionado. No, not Blaine Barber, even though he is a workout aficionado. Scott Stallings. And I said, on our Would You Rather Wednesday,
Oh my
Dadbod
God.
Golf Pod, would you work out 5 days a week for a full year with a payoff of unlimited golf equipment the following year? If you fail, you have to quit from that point until the year's up. I said, keep in mind, these are regular Joes. We're not taking somebody like you into account. I said, basically, it's the couch to 260 days of a 1 hour workout. I love his quick and easy response. It's amazing what some idiots would do for some free Pro V1s.
Scott, you took that out of context.
Scott. Dang it, he called me an idiot.
But then again,
he called two of you an idiot.
You did reach out to a guy who has not, I love Scott Stallings, has not paid for a single piece of equipment, golf ball, golf gloves, golf shoes.
I know, I get it. I know, I get it. I'm just saying, I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to see what somebody.
I've seen you ask him stuff before. He typically will answer.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
You asked him, what was the other would you rather that you asked him?
That was on the Dadbod one. So let's see what it was.
He really said what would
you gotta listen.
Through shade quick.
If you can ask, yeah, that was the thing, is he answered like within the hour.
Scott Stallings basically did what we said. Okay. He did the whole workout
he
for a
kinda
year
did it.
thing, and he just was already getting free stuff. So like,
Yeah.
this is something we will take up with him at a later date.
Yeah. Scott, you're a marked
I can't
man.
find what the other one is that he
2022 could get weird for you, Scott.
You are a marked man.
I love the fact that he definitely responded though, and that he threw shade, and it kind of feels like he sided with me. It does.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You will look for anything inside with you. All right, guys. New Year's list. You got your stuff ready?
Yeah. Year
All
in
right.
2021 Dadbod Golf Pod year in review.
All right, good deal.
Yep.
All right, episode 118. Is that correct?
I think so.
If you say so, buddy. I don't know.
See, 118.
118.
All right. All right,
Last
y'all
one of the
ready?
year. Last one, best one.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Dad Bod Golf Pod. Last episode of 2021, episode 118. We are proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the #1 podcast network for professionals, and also us.
And us.
So we're like addition to the professionals.
Speaking of professionals, that shirt that Nate has on, I have that shirt. That's awesome. We need to wear that together on the course so we can be buds. That's awesome.
Master shirts get like bigger as you wash them. They kind of
they go the opposite way.
Yeah, they get a little
Awesome.
bigger.
The Masters brand ones, is that the ones you're talking about?
Yes, because back when I got this, I couldn't afford Peter Malone.
Men, can you believe that 2021 is coming to a close and we have been doing this for roughly 7 months now? We're almost to a year. That is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. It's been a lot of fun. And today's, just like every episode, the last episode of the year is also brought to you by Betonline.ag.
Yes.
Literally run right now to their website as fast as you can. Betonline.ag. They have a new desktop, new mobile website. Use coupon code BLEAV50 and get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That means you give them $100. They're going to give you $50 back free to play with. It's still in the heart of bowl season. You got the playoffs are about to start like in 2 days.
Yes.
Get out, get your stuff locked in on betonline.ag right now, because you know what? That's where the game starts.
It does start there. And you know what? If it finishes on the weekends and you do poorly like your boy here does, then you've always got the blackjack table.
Bingo.
Monday, mid-morning, Monday, blackjack. Nothing brings in the week better.
There's no doubt. As I go to bed early on Sunday nights and I wake up and I look at my bets and I'm like, yep, got to hit the blackjack table at work, 10 a.m. Love it.
Let's go.
That's
a
where
hotline.
that's where the Monday starts, boys.
That's when you need to hit the hotline. But guys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite episodes, some of our favorite quotes, interviews, all that good stuff. Nate has put together the list for us, and we're gonna go around the horn and just have some fun with it. I mean, I think there was some hilarity that happened. There was some awesome interviews, great segments, great would you rather scenarios. Just a lot of fun, and we're going to recap it right now. So, Nate, hit us with the first one.
We're going to save the first one I had on a list for a little later.
Okay.
We're going to just start off with the best golf storyline that we covered this year.
Okay.
Best golf related storyline. And honestly, there was like 10 categories that I wanted to put on it. We could have done like a 4-hour episode.
You should have done like categories, because I consider a storyline maybe, no, I'm talking about of this particular category.
Oh, yeah, like on course and off course.
Oh yeah, because I mean I'll just jump in. I'll go first. I mean, the storyline that I love, that I don't know who came up with it or why we did it. It was not me that came. It was one of you two that did it. Was the whole damn nickname thing.
That was great.
Yes, that has. I've got people that walk up to me at the golf course, and I've got to go back and rewatch those episodes because they're asking me what we're calling people, and only a few stuck out. I mean, we talked about it with Blaine at breakfast, where we were like, you got to call it Tropic Thunder, Tony Finau, like that.
He likes that one. Blaine likes that one.
That's by far one of the. And every time I see Kevin Na's name come up, it's nah every single time. Every time I see it come up, and I've had one of my buddies. I didn't even know he listened because he's never talked about the pod to me. And we go to play golf, and we're on like the second tee. And I like, after I hit it, I tee off and I hit it. And the next thing I know, I hear it, nah. And I was like, oh, he's listening.
That's great.
I was like, he's listening.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That had to be the one that stuck out of my, because we carried it over multiple episodes. I mean, it started out as kind of a, let's just come up with 3 nicknames. Then we did a whole damn nickname episode, and then
we did like a nickname competition.
Yeah,
I think it spanned 3 episodes.
It was 3 episodes. That wasn't good.
That's got to be the storyline, and that's got nothing to do with a tournament that we covered.
Yeah.
That's got nothing to do with an individual golfer or a story. Nothing. It just was. I guess it's our storyline. That was one of the best things that I liked this past year.
Yes,
that's awesome. That is a storyline that carried 3 episodes. That was really good. I mean, I think that we all got really excited when the Tiger videos, the Tiger stuff started coming out, and we just we could literally have whole shows that span 45 minutes to an hour talking about Tiger stuff. And so that carried several episodes. First, it was a video, or first it was like, hey, we saw a picture of him with Charlie at a tournament. Then it was, hey, the video came out. And then it's like, hey, Justin Thomas did an interview talking about it. Then it was, hey, Tiger's at the Hero talking about, his leg possibly being amputated. And then he's playing the PNC, and he's hitting the ball 338 yards with 172 mile an hour ball speed. It's just
from being on crutches, like it felt like
being on crutches. Yeah, exactly. And it took us almost, it was at the end, close to the end of the year before we all 3 got to talk about Tiger together. And that was, to me, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Me and Ben had some conversations before. Maybe me and Nate had a few conversations, but it was never like anything upcoming. It was just like a Tiger memory or something. And then now we got to all talk about Tiger news. That's my favorite storyline. The whole return of Tiger.
Y'all started, and I joined shortly after this podcast, and like a Tiger was nowhere to be seen.
Nope.
Not heard of, not seen,
Nowhere.
Nothing. Just totally
got
dark.
hurt February. Was it February? Or
February,
January?
yeah.
Something like that.
In May, he was good luck. There wasn't even a paparazzi picture.
Nothing.
So yeah, that was awesome. My favorite golf storyline of the year, which we did a ridiculous amount of content on, was the Ryder Cup. Because we spent so much time hyping it up and prepping it, and it shouldn't have, but it exceeded expectations. 100%. It was the competition that me and Ben had, where we sent out our players.
That was great.
recapping every day, and just it was awesome. It was my favorite Ryder Cup of all time, which there's not been that many Ryder Cups in my lifetime to be excited about.
Kind of feel like we were a part of it almost.
Yeah.
Like it was that.
I knew the teams so well. It was awesome.
It was.
Awesome.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next thing on the list, Nate?
We're gonna go to our greatest of all time listener. We've got a lot of listeners. We love all our listeners. There's a few that kind of stick out.
Yes.
And we've got some MVP all-star types.
Got some honorable mentions too, maybe.
Yeah, there's plenty of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and give our Listener of the Year award right now, starting with nomination number 1 from Kyle.
It's got to be. There is nobody after this person. This is the number 1 listener. Our first ever Friendship Friday. He's the number 1 listen every single day. Colonel Steve.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Our hero.
He's always like the first comment on YouTube. He's always left a great review on Apple. He
tags us in his golf trips when he goes
every golf trip he goes on. I mean, and we love seeing every single one of them. Colonel Steve, thank you for being the MVP of the Dad by Golf Pod listenership.
I have been tagged in every single golf giveaway on Instagram by Colonel Steve.
We're gonna win one.
Colonel Steve has tagged you in a post. And it's like Kyle and Ben. It's like Shrixon win a dozen golf balls.
We're gonna win something. We're gonna win something with Colonel Steve. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
So I just want him to win something, because he puts in a lot of effort.
He really does. He really does. He buys all. I mean, he's got Swannies gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's probably got that Arco system.
I think he's got the Sweet Rolls. He's got a Sweet Rolls grip.
Yeah, he does have a Sweet Rolls grip. I think he's got Sweet Rolls grip.
He's probably got that Arco system too. So he's probably logging shots. But yeah, we really appreciate it, Colonel Steve. There's no need to even vote on it. You're definitely the number 1.
Oh yeah.
Nate and I got in a text the other night. JJ Arminio, shout out, honorable mention.
Yep.
He's a big listener. Shane Barber, big butt.
Yeah, I didn't know that until earlier this week. I didn't know that he actually listened to every one of our episodes.
There's a lot of guys. Go ahead.
David Brooks can quote every episode. David Brooks. Like he'll walk up to me and quote something from like 3 weeks, like 10 episodes ago.
Hey, and David, we may have to add David to the marketing team because he's got a lot of ideas.
Oh yeah.
And they're all good ones. So
Clayton Cawthorn, I'm going to give him an honorable mention.
Yeah, he told me on the driving range. He's like, I love how you give Nate hell on the show.
I just love when you give Nate hell.
Yeah,
everybody loves giving Nate hell.
Yeah, we both get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. Okay. There's I'm sure there's tons of people that we could thank, but obviously there's several people that I can see it on the back end that listen to it every single day. And man, to think that we started this thing in June and there's people that actually want to continue to hear us talk is absolutely mind blowing. We really appreciate it. We have no idea why you do, but we really appreciate it. Absolutely.
Oh, there's a number of you. Kyle mentioned it at lunch the other day. Before he gets up and he gets to sharing stuff over social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, like you guys have already logged in and listened to the episode. Which is hilarious because I have very early mornings, so I'm already up. So I get like a notification when Kyle posts. He posts them really early. So that means y'all are like up way before then listening to it.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. That is awesome.
I got 2 people real quick. Grayson Gunn was the first person to ever yell at me in public about the show. I had just done an episode about barbersaw cans that were rusty, and he screamed it at me downtown Auburn, 100 yards away. I had no idea. Just started yelling about rusty barbersaw cans. Worst listener award, real quick, goes to my buddy Hunter Ford. He said that he usually just puts it on and turns the volume all the way down, gives us a listen, but doesn't listen to the episode. So shout out, Hunter. We appreciate your listen, even though you've never heard the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's big though. We need those.
Thanks for being a number. Spread the word, Hunter. Tell the rest of your buddies to do the same thing.
Shout out to Granny who thinks I'm a movie star. How about that?
Yes,
Granny. honorable mention for sure.
That is no doubt, Granny.
Without Colonel Steve, you are.
She asked me the other day if I was still on TV. That's awesome.
And you said, yes, ma'am. I
said, absolutely.
You're still on TV.
All right, Nate, what's the next one?
That's phenomenal.
This is
This is way better than I thought it'd be.
This is pretty specific. I'm kind of going for best segment or moment of the show.
I got mine.
This is kind of a segment within the show.
Sure.
Maybe it's a
mine's a moment.
Something. Go ahead.
Mine is a moment.
Okay, well then you give us the moment.
All right. And I wish so bad that I would not turn the recording off. And that was when Kat said, "Are y'all still recording?"
Shoot, I had that. I had that for a different segment later on. Oh, Christ.
Oh man, I cut it. We said she wasn't sure because Nate was doing some crazy like motions. She was like, "Oh my God, are y'all still recording? Because you look like a doofus, basically."
Yeah.
And we Ben and I, without missing a beat, both said, "Yes, we are. We're almost done." Dad by golf, I'd always stroke it. And then I hit stop recording, and I literally had
the chair.
Alligator tears. I've never laughed so hard that I literally was crying like a child. That is the funniest moment. I will never ever forget that. However long we do this, that will always be my favorite moment ever. I may say it again next year. If we do this again next year, it may be my favorite moment. So,
I really hate that we stopped recording. She gets that just reminds me, she gets an honorable mention because I lost it, even though I didn't get loud and I like turned my mic off. The way Nate sits, there's a set of stairs behind him. And there was one show that we did that she was just sitting over there on the stairs, like reading or playing with something or doing something. I don't know. She had something in her lap. And Nate didn't notice. And she sat there for like a good 20 seconds. And the best part was like the last 7 to 10 seconds of that 20 seconds, she looked up and it was like she was trying to wonder if she was in the screen.
Trying to figure out if she was
like
being seen.
She was like staring at the screen, like Nate's screen. And then you could see when it hit her, she was like, and then moved over. And I mean, I don't know why. I just thought that was hilarious. It was like that caught on candid camera type deal.
Yes.
Because the best part is Nate, he was saying something. He was trying to provide a point. So he was not focused on the screen whatsoever. So he never saw her. But it was like she had that aha moment.
She's very involved in the show.
Yes, she is.
She doesn't listen, but she's very involved. I will say it wasn't on air, and I hate that it wasn't right before we started an episode the other night, which got this new puppy. She comes in the door and she's excited because he's pooped. And she's like, "He went potty." And both of y'all just both at the same time like, "Yes."
That was great. Yeah.
So best segment moment. The segment honorable mention that you guys came up with that I had nothing to do with the Would You Rather Wednesdays. That's the best segment that I look forward to that every single week as far as a segment that we do. But the one that sticks out in my mind because it was a total shocker and never saw it coming was when we interviewed Boo and he talked about the fighting that took place within the Ryder Cup. But I had never heard that story.
No.
And I can legit remember just staring at the
looking at
we had him on the phone. We had him on the phone, so we didn't have him. We didn't have him on screen. So I'm just like staring at the wall, going, "Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Are you effing kidding me right now?" There was a legit fight at the Ryder Cup that nobody's talked about.
And then when he got off the phone, me and Ben sat in silence, looking at each other with like our mouths open for like.
So you guys were together.
Yeah,
yes,
we were
on
the phone with him.
Yeah,
yes.
In a studio. Yeah. That was pretty epic. Him telling the story about the jukebox and Jim Furyk doing that,
because the way he just brought it up
move.
just casually, he was like, so I mean we had to fight, and I was like,
wait, we're like, wait, what?
You had to do what? So, oh yeah, had to fight. And Furyk leading the charge. I was like,
Al couldn't even speak when he called me to tell me about the interview. He's like,
yeah, it was amazing.
You just gotta hear it.
Yeah,
I think that's
I felt bad. That's like
that's the first and only podcast that my father's ever listened to.
We couldn't get Nate on that time. That was pretty sad. But
that is an episode where people would say like, "Yeah, I've been listening to the show," and I find out later that they just listened to Boo and nothing else. Like a couple family members were like, "Yeah, we listen to the podcast." They listened to Boo, and then,
well,
it's
understandable.
But that segment, he carried the entire thing because Kyle and I just sat. We didn't want to interrupt him.
No,
y'all did. That was excellent.
We just wanted to sit and listen. Like even when he would get like quiet, we're like, "Do we talk? Like, did we say anything? Like, we had our mics off in the studio. We were like, did we talk? Did we say anything, or just let him keep going?
No, we had to let him spit a dip real quick. And then keep going.
We, real quick, we've had great guests, but we've never done a total review of a guest before, except for Boo. Like we did like a recap episode.
A recap episode.
We did a full episode on what his show was like.
We
That's
totally
pretty
did.
awesome.
We did. All right, Nate, what's yours?
So this is just personal to me. The birth of Tyler Gooch.
Yes.
This was back when we were doing FedEx Cup 1 in, 1 out. And I think he was your 1 in maybe. And everybody kind of saw the name and giggled. And like we said, Gooch for the first time. And it just exploded into
the Gooch exploded.
Gooch sphere. Gooch sphere.
The Gooch sphere.
I mean, there's a Goochable explosion.
We made Gooch a thing.
Can bust a Gooch.
Slap the Gooch button.
Yes.
Slap the Gooch button.
Gooch to the moon.
Slap that Gooch button.
Slap the Gooch button when we're making a pick. If you bet on Taylor Gooch, it's slap the Gooch button.
Plus 4,000, by the way.
Yeah.
Use plus 4,000 that week.
Love it. Love it.
That's
That was a good bet. That was a good pick.
What's going to be the winner there?
What do you mean? Out of those three?
Yeah. I mean, just if we have to if we can all agree on.
Gosh, but I mean, the Boo Weekly thing is top. I almost feel like the Boo stuff should have been excluded from the rules, but that's the best content we've ever had.
Yeah.
You got interviewed by a radio station in Mobile about the
I
Boo.
did.
Yeah, it was huge for us.
A radio station in Mobile wanted me to call in to their golf show to talk about that Boo Weekly interview.
Talk about interviewing Boo Weekly.
It was absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And they're like a full-time golf show. Like they should know this story, and they hadn't even heard the story. It was incredible.
Everybody's heard the orangutan story. Nobody's heard the Westwood story.
Nope.
Right.
Also, everybody that has listened to the episode absolutely hates Westwood. If they didn't before, they can't stand him
Yep.
now.
Absolutely.
Real quick, we want to give a shout out to one of our favorite sponsors. They've been with us for a very long time, Swannies.co. Look at the hat on the bottom. That was in our Christmas. I want Christmas gift. I want to clarify something. I said something that didn't come out quite right. When I said that they gave us a Christmas gift, and I said I wish I would have got more. That I meant I wish that other people that gave me gifts would have given me. I would have gotten more Swannies for Christmas. Not that I was hoping for a better Christmas.
Yeah, you just sold yourself out. I didn't remember you saying that.
Well, I just wanted
JJ
to
did.
I wanted one of our honorable mentions. One of our honorable mention best listeners kind of called me out on it. And then after I went back and listened, I was like, that did sound bad.
Kind of went dad on you. He's like, so they
Hey.
gave you free stuff and you complained.
Yeah, that's not what was happening.
Oh,
That was
wow.
not what was happening. I want all the Swanee stuff. I want all the Swanee stuff. I want to use coupon code DadBodGolfPod -25, take 25% off any one of my orders. And just rack
It
up.
works on sales items too, by the way.
Works on sales items too. We may not be supposed to be able to say that, but
Yeah,
we'll do it
nobody's
anyway.
ever told us we can't say that, so we're just
Nope.
going to keep saying it until we
Yes.
get told not to.
They're awesome.
Slap the sale
New
button.
lines coming out. New lines coming out soon. Check them out. Swannies.co.
Slap the Gooch sale button.
Save big time. Hey, shout out Shane Barber, new sales rep for Swannies.
Yeah.
Shout out, Shane.
Little South Florida action.
Little Matthew Wolf going on there.
He does
Little
look a lot
Matthew
like
Wolf.
Matthew Wolf.
Yeah,
yes.
he's
Look
he's
out for
got
him
a-
in that calendar, if you know what I mean.
He's got a quality beard, quality facial hair.
Yeah, definitely. And my facial hair is embarrassing. Whenever I see people with facial hair and then I try to think about mine, it's embarrassing. But anyway, Nate, go to the next one.
Kind of
We're
looks
gonna-
like an Oak Ridge boy whenever he grows out. It's just
This is
everywhere.
like a needle in a haystack kind of deal, but we're going best quote. And I
Best
know this
quote.
would be tough. And I've got mine. Actually, I had mine as
I've got mine.
Are we still recording? But we kind of just rolled that into a segment. So I've got another one, which it may get stolen by somebody.
I got to come up with another one. So let me go ahead and throw mine out there because y'all took it because y'all with the last segment we just did. I was going to include anything that was quotable that had Tyler Gooch in it. Like that was
Yes.
going to be my
Yes. Which
So-
there was a lot.
that was my best quote because it got used so many times, and it just even when somebody was telling the story, the other two of us were in the background going Gooch, Gooch.
I wonder if maybe that's why we stopped doing picks so often, because it just turned into just a
Gooch Fest.
but like a really immature Gooch Fest.
Yeah.
Not that you can have a mature Gooch Fest. But okay.
Were picks when Fartelli and Bazoodenpoot became a thing?
Zoodenpoot and
That was
Fartelli.
my
And
other
that
one.
was
Yeah, that was
a
another
dry.
one.
That was a train wreck of an episode.
Absolute
Fartelli and Bazoon.
I think it might have been the Miss Buttersworth Classic. Like
It was. That's where it started.
There was nothing serious about that episode whatsoever.
He started red.
I told y'all, my dad was like, I turned that episode off when y'all started doing fart stuff. I
And
turned
you
the
said
episode
that
off.
you're like, I just embarrassed my family.
You did. You said in that episode
Yeah.
when you kept doing it, you were like, "I'm totally embarrassing my family right now."
It was like, it was just one of those times.
You're like,
when,
"Sorry, Granny."
when it was just one of those times when like you just had to get it out, no matter what, no matter the repercussions, had to get
What,
it
the
out.
Fartelli or the Bazoon?
I think you went Fartelli first, maybe. I don't remember which one you did first. But the second one, the opportunity opened itself and you can see yourself stopping. You know, you're like, nah, no, you already did it. And you're like, well, I'm doing it anyway.
I'm doing it. So that was yours, Ben?
Yeah, that was like my two. That's what.
Just
Yeah,
Gooch.
It was Gooch and the Bazoon. I even wrote on my notes Bazooden Poot. That's what I wrote on there.
Honey, what are these show notes? Who's the Zoom poop?
The way I
right.
spelled it's great. Bizzooddenpoot. Bazooden
Yep.
Poot.
That's the proper spelling.
Okay.
All right. So this is the actual quote though. So I like went and got like an actual quote of my favorite quote. You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
I think Nick Faldo's a pansy my damn self.
Again,
Turn it off.
We have to throw
Turn it off. We'll see you next year.
Oh my God.
Boo Weekly in reference to Nick Faldo, who was mocking him doing the writhing the horse like Happy Gilmore after he striped the drive and then went on to stroke. Who was it he played? I don't know. He beat him.
I don't know. He beat
Doesn't
He beat
matter.
him pretty bad.
Yeah.
He
Hopefully
said
Sergio.
Nick Faldo didn't like it, but you know what? I think Nick Faldo's a pansy my damn self.
Nobody said
Greatest
pansy
quote.
in 6 years.
No.
Pansy
Nobody
is
said
not
that word
been-
out loud in 6 years.
No, the only
Yeah.
I think that was on like when my kids were watching the Madagascar movie. That was like the big quote out of the Madagascar movies was the pansies, and like that's when people quit saying it.
That's amazing.
I just don't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that was awesome. Go ahead.
I don't know if you'll ever be able to get to a quote from somebody who was directly involved in the story. It's not like one of us with a hot take. I mean,
Right.
that is Boo versus Nick, and Boo gets the last word on our show,
On our show.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
man.
that episode.
which eventually lead to Ben
I mean, I
saying
hate-
damn all the time.
Yeah, leads me. Yeah, and I got in trouble for that. I'm sorry. I apologize, Mr. Pass. Appreciate it.
In trouble. It's just observation, man. It's just calling it like he sees it.
And
Hit yours, but Nate, what's your
Yeah.
favorite quote?
This was from a guest of ours, actually. It said, if I could putt for Lee Westwood, he'd have 9 majors.
Tommy,
Gateworth.
yes,
Just what an
Yes.
ultimate diss.
that is a flex too. Because
It was.
but the problem is, I mean, not a problem.
The thing is, he's probably right
Yeah. I don't think
because he's the
far
best
off.
putter I've ever seen. Yeah.
It's the ultimate like diss to someone else, bring up yourself. And Tommy, if you know Tommy, I think he actually we got him drinking a little bit on that episode.
Yeah.
Because he's not necessarily, there's a little bit uncommon coming from him. He's a pretty modest guy.
Yeah.
But
Unless he's got a few drinks in him.
yes.
And then those type of lines can come out. So shout out to Tommy. One
That's
of our
awesome.
best, one of our favorite Friendship Fridays, which actually led us to another Friendship Friday with Tony Stewart. And that was awesome. So shout out
Yes.
Tony Stewart. Hey, he's an
Thanks, Tom.
honorable mention too. Tony Stewart
He-
really,
yes,
really
sir.
likes the show.
Likes
Yes.
every single Instagram post.
Yep. All right, Nate. What's the next one?
Okay, next
Yes.
segment is going to be best guest.
Okay.
Yes. We had
All
a
right.
lot of guests, a huge variety. I mean, we had handicaps from double digits. Tony Stewart, we love
The
you.
Tour Pros
Two
that
tour
have
pros.
won on the big
Tour
tour.
winners. Yes.
Go ahead, Ben. You can start off with this one.
no,
Best
don't no, because I'm not. I mean, the best guest is I had Boo, but we've done so much Boo stuff. I got
Yeah, we kinda have to-
I
we have
can't- I
to
can't do that one.
Exclude him a little bit.
I got to go with another one.
This is not me. This is not me being like a suck up or being like anything other than the truth. The best guest we've ever had as far as access, as far as just like genuine is Blaine Barber. hands
Yes.
down. I mean, this guy did. All right, think about. I want y'all to really grasp this, listeners out there. This guy is qualifying. He's playing for his career, basically. He's
Yes.
going to Q school, and he takes time after every freaking round
Mhm.
to do a recap show,
Yep.
like in the midst of like this incredibly important tournament. He does a recap episode after every round.
Yep.
I mean, and honestly, you know, a lot of it, he just gets, he likes to do that. And he likes
Yes.
us for some ungodly reason. And I've learned so much about golf talking to Blaine about how mini tours work, how the big tour status and stuff works, and how Q school works. I just think I've learned so much, and I think I've grown in my golf. I don't even know if knowledge is the word, but
Your
like
golfness,
my
Your
golfness,
golfness. Your
my
golfness.
golfness has grown just being able
the
to
golf of life.
have Blaine on here. So big shout out to Blaine for coming on like 5 times already to
Oh,
Shout out.
he was honorable mention where I put and it says I'm in a Q school Blaine Barber, just because the
Unbelievable.
fact that he was willing to call while he's in the midst of something that is his livelihood.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's playing for.
Yeah.
And it was not the greatest conditions in the world, so he had a lot more stuff on his mind than
Taxing,
talking to Dad Bod Golf Pod.
And a strong showing too.
Had a
Yeah.
I mean,
strong
he
showing.
got the daggum job done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I do have my guess now because I'd written this down and for something else, but he's turned out to be my guess. Shirtless Brewer was by far.
That was mine.
Was it?
That was
Oh,
mine.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Nate. I'm
No,
sorry,
you're good.
Nate.
No, you're good. That was, but like and I found out later that all of his buddies had given him like 3 words that he had to say,
Yes.
and he killed it. You
Yeah,
have you go back and listen.
He fit in every single one of them.
He had to say meow at some point,
Yep.
which he did.
He did. So go back and listen. Go
Yeah,
back and
he-
find like you'll notice there's like a couple of things where like the light comes on in his head that he can get it in, and he gets it in.
Because there were a couple that were a little weird too, because you could see the look on our face, like,
Okay, you're reaching a little bit, trying a little too hard there, bro.
yeah, what is that, bub?
but it totally makes sense. It
I
totally
can
makes
hang on
sense.
about it.
That was
I
a
mean,
good one. He was good.
And I'm not gonna say I don't want to get him in trouble. I think his wife knows she's the one that took pictures, but I want to give him in too much trouble. But he had some adult beverages in the cup that he was drinking.
He told us he was lit up.
Yeah.
He had to be to take
I
his
wasn't
shirt
gonna
off.
say that, Nate.
I mean, I think he was pretty open about it. He had
Yeah.
drank like a good bit leading up to that, and then was drinking on the show.
That
Which was
awesome.
funny because he said he was like nervous or something like that, but he was really good. He was probably one of the best Friendship Fridays. He was
Shirtless
hilarious.
Blake Brewer, and that's the thing is I can't call him like Blake Brewer. I have to call him like shirtless Blake Brewer. Everything
Blake
shirtless.
Blake
Yeah.
Boober.
Bluebird.
Bloober.
He texted me before that. He's like, I'm thinking about doing shirtless. And I said, I just replied, you won't. And then we got what we got. We got what we got. So
Yep.
shout out to Blake. That was a great.
Are we
guest.
going to do a worst guest? No, I'm kidding. We won't do that. we all know.
Honorable
I've got-
mention.
I've got
Andrew
one.
Kozan was sneaky awesome.
Yes.
Andrew
you
Kozan
did-
was
yeah.
sneaky.
I got to say mine before you take all of them as
Sorry.
honorable
Go.
mentions.
I forgot.
Okay,
you.
yeah,
Hang on.
sorry, because we'll do some more honorable mentions. Go ahead, give us your, and I've already taken one of yours. I'm sorry, Nate.
No, hey, it was fair game. I was thinking best guess, and I was like, oh, gotta be Brewer. I mean, his nipples were on the show. Like, who'd beat that?
40 minutes.
I will
I mean,
say
only nipples that have made the show are he and Rory. That's the only 2 that have made the show.
True.
And it turned Kyle into a fan. The
Nate's
Rory
recovered.
nipples. Yep. Nate's
I think
recovered.
I showed up, or I went kind of went like
Yeah, you were
sphincter
like
up.
here up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with Buddy A because Buddy A is probably the only guest that I know well enough besides like Brewer and TK that I could like. He's a U.S. amateur champion that I felt comfortable like giving shit to on the show.
Yes.
And he had some awesome stories, and he had like all the stuff going on in the background, like the dogs, and his wife was like kind of talking to him while he's doing the show. That was kind of special.
That was special. That was a great interview. That
He
was a great
started
interview.
the show off like this.
He got it figured out though. He got it figured
he
out.
did.
And we
Didn't
like
he ask her a question like while we were doing the show? Like we
Oh.
asked him something and he didn't know, and so he turned around. He was like, "Hey,
He was asking about somebody. Yeah, maybe like Yeah, she was really involved in it.
That was great.
It was a great interview. Like, think about that, guys. Like, 2-time U.S. amateur champion, national champion golf coach, and
Tom Kite.
he just jumped on a pod with us for an hour. Like,
Yes.
couldn't get him off. It was awesome. Could just telling us everything. It's great.
He was
yeah,
leaving
because
like
I
early
didn't
the next day
ask-
to go to the U.S. Senior Am or something.
Yeah, he had to go play.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
like
going
waking up
the
in like
next
4
day.
hours.
He gave us his rundown, and then I mean he just kindly dropped the name drop with Horschel, how he can't ride in a car alone. He has to always call somebody. So that's how he ends up
Yeah,
talking to
little
him.
flex.
I've also, I mean, I never liked really Horschel before. Now I think he's a pansy too, because he has to call somebody because he's afraid to ride in a car by himself.
Oh no. No.
So it's got even worse.
No, Billy. We like you, Billy. Don't stab us. Go ahead. No, sorry. All right. I think this is the last one on the list. What you got, Nate?
Yeah, it's gonna be best episode. Best we've done 100. This is the 118th episode. I think I came on around 13 or 14.
Yeah.
I have one. I would be just absolutely shocked if this was y'all's as well. It's kind of a sentimental episode to me, but
Go first, Nate.
okay. So it was, and I looked it up and wrote it down. Episode 26 on August 19th, we talked about Patrick Reed's love life and his story of him and his wife. And that was like when I really got into lists. Like that was right when you guys kind of let me do an episode. And I did like the 9 unanswerable questions about Patrick Reed's love life. And
Yes.
we really dissected and got into it. When I'm on a car ride and I've listened to the most recent episode and I need something else,
go back and listen.
I've gone back and listened to that one.
I'm gonna go
a
back
few
and listen to
times.
that one tonight. That's good.
Yeah, I got
It's kind of a banger.
Which
I
one
feel
was
like
it?
I
You
got-
wrote it down. Which episode was it? 20.
Episode 26 on August 19th. Patrick Reed ghosted by his wife.
I got so many text messages about that episode. I feel like it was
awesome.
definitely a popular one.
Fat
Ben,
prick.
what you got?
Fat prick Reed.
That brick.
Uh, we gotta make sure we refer to him that. I got a couple, because one is I really thought I was going to die. So I was glad that I was able to actually come back and do the pod. So probably the first pod out of the hospital where I was able to actually come on and do something, because
Your color, by the way, is from now, like from then and now, is just absolutely amazing. It's back.
You were a little sickly when I started.
Your color, you look really good. You look less gray, very rosy now. Looks
and I'm
good.
not kidding. Like I was not even back at work and I was talking to you guys because I needed like an out. Like I needed to do
Right.
something. And and the best part was we didn't even talk about it. I was like an Olympics aficionado because I was stuck in the hospital. That's the only thing that was on in the hospital. So,
Oh, you were ripping men's relay 4x400.
yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had to watch. They didn't like have anything else on. And
Too bad we didn't have Betonline.ag back then.
no, that would have been. I could have given a ton of insight on that. So that was probably number one because, and you're right. Like the color, like I've gone back and looked at some of those episodes. I'm like, why the hell am I doing a pod when I literally should be asleep? Should be
That's
laying
amazing.
down in the bed. So that was probably number one. But the one that it's more than one. I don't know why I get the biggest joy out of getting Kyle sideways where he turns beet red and he can't get. So
Yes.
anytime we do that, that's like our goal. That's why it upset me
Like
when he
character
was legit,
breaking.
Like, yeah, it's because you give us that dad look of we shouldn't be talking about this, and you and Nate are about to make it worse, and I'm already laughing at it.
Yeah.
And you get to where you can't catch your breath, and then you got like tears coming out of your eyes, and you turn. I think it doesn't help that you got like this off-white wall behind you, so you turn beet red.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it is unbelievable. So any episode that involves that, Nate and I have accomplished our goal.
Because you're like the mature, like moral compass of this show.
which is
So when you
terrible.
break-
I said
when you-
bazoon boot.
When you
You have
break,
your-
when you
you have
come
your
down
moments.
to where we live
Yeah,
in the filth, it's off the rails.
yeah.
Because there's no chance that me and Ben are gonna try and
You can't
No.
reel
bring
it
it
out.
out.
It's
No,
gone.
no,
Just
because the
forget it.
bad part is
We're gonna wallow in the mud.
yeah, Nate and I build off of one another. When one of us goes down that road, it's not like the other one goes, you need to stop.
There's no checking
it's-
them.
Yes, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
It's like skipping and holding.
Yeah, yeah, it's like,
Oh.
oh, we're going there. Hell yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go together.
That's what makes the Bazootin Boots lines from you the best. Is that now the show is now it's lost.
Yeah.
Now
Off the
Yeah,
now
when
we're done.
when we
We're in the
lose
ditch,
when we lose
100%.
you, yeah, when we lose
Call the
you,
wrecker.
it's you might as well go ahead and shut the show off because we're not coming back.
Yeah.
Right? That's how that works.
That's
so
funny.
we need you to do that.
That's hilarious. So my favorite episode, and I promise this is not recency bias. This is not recency bias. I text y'all. I've never been so proud of all three of us. The one 2 days ago, the alternate reality show,
Alternate reality job profession.
Episode 116 was absolute fire. I have never laughed. I mean, and the thing is, the good thing about, I know people say you listen to a show, you listen to your own show. That's kind of weird. No, the problem is like, I'll get to laughing and I'll miss lines. Like
Gotta rewind. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go, and that makes me laugh even harder. Like when Nate was talking about the power, gosh, what's his name? Matthew Wolf being
Matthew
man.
with the power line.
And he's like, he said something about, really got to go up here, throw up the Gatorade bottle. Or when he said, ma'am, you'll get your power back on whenever I damn well please. I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that because I hadn't listened to that episode.
You said what was the line right after the Gatorade bottle where you said,
pull the plug out of this
pull
bucket.
the plug, I'm about to fill this thing up, talking about peeing up in the bucket.
Y'all have got to go back and listen to that. We basically tried to guess what a certain tour pro's life would be if they weren't
What their profession would be if they're outside the world of golf.
It was
episode 116 if you guys are looking for
and
it.
it wasn't like I got everybody, and it wasn't just like they were all good. It wasn't just like somebody wasn't just like, oh, State Farm agent. Like it was all really good, really good.
One after another.
That's my favorite one. I know it just happened, so there may be a little bit of recency bias, but I don't think I've ever laughed from the beginning to end as much as I did during that show. Everybody needs to go listen to it. It's absolutely phenomenal.
29 minutes, one of our shorter episodes, and it just slaps from start to finish. There's no dead.
It never lets you up. It gets on you early and you can't get up.
And Ben's Dustin Johnson impression is
sneaky awesome.
When we try and do it, it shows how bad ours is because Ben will nail it, and then me and Kyle just
somehow in the moment I didn't catch it, but like when you listen to it like on the pod without seeing Ben and you just hear the voice, it's like that was Dustin Johnson. It's really good. Sneaky awesome
stuff kind of went over my head.
Ben does very good voices. He does
every once in a while.
He does
when I've had a
impression.
few, I'm just drinking Diet Coke tonight. So when I have something a little, it's a lot easier when I've had a few in me.
Absolutely, it always
not as me as brewer where I take my shirt off, but when I've had a few in me, it's a little bit easier.
So we did 118 episodes in 2021. We didn't even have a full year. Started back in May. The honorable mention for best episode, the September 11th episode that we did was really, really cool. Kind of a little off brand for us, very serious, but it was very, very cool. I didn't know that story about the first tournament that they had.
First tournament back. Yeah, that was awesome.
9/11. But wow, we had some great picks. We had some bad
terrible
picks.
I think if you took all of our picks though, I think by the end of the year you were kind of coming out. Thanks to Taylor Gooch for the plus 4,000.
As long as you spent as long as you put 1,000 on Gooch at plus 4,000, you come on.
I apologize if you did take all of our picks because there were 2 weeks in a row there where I just went over. So that I was by far the guy that brought the team down.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was fun though. We'll do a lot more picks once tournaments kick back up.
Including the one tournament where one guy missed the cut and the other guy WD'd. That was awesome. That was also a phenomenal pick.
Maybe the biggest within the show, the biggest scandal or tension was when Ben wanted his one tournament to win to be the Century Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
That actually created a lot of turmoil within the group text for a couple weeks afterwards.
It did for y'all. It didn't for me. I stand by my decision.
I'm just saying within the three of us. Yeah.
I don't even want to go there because I'll get mad again. And, so let's just have memories. Let's just end on that one. 2021 is a wrap, guys. This is the last show of 2021. 2022 is going to be awesome. We're gonna put a lot more effort into video content on the course. We got some friends that are going to help us do some stuff that's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. 2022 is going to be awesome. There may be some programming changes, but it's still going to be the best content that you can get out there on a regular basis. And this has been an absolute
hell of a ride, and
Yep.
we look forward to 2022. It's going to be tons of fun. Monday will be January the 2nd? January 2nd, episode 119. Be there. This is
We have
See
no
you on the other
idea
side.
what we're going to talk about.
no idea what we're going to talk about, but you know what? This is the end of 2021, and this is the Dadbod Golf Pod, and we're always
Always
stroking.
stroking.
And we're
Happy
gonna-
New Year.
and we're going to keep on stroking.